Stop what you are doing right now. This is not an ordinary video on your screen. You did not click this by accident today. My beloved chosen one, the holy angels have brought you directly to this divine appointment because heaven has a matter of extreme urgency to discuss with you. Please do not scroll away from my holy presence. Listen to me very carefully. Something massive is about to happen in your life. The people around you will never expect this sudden turnaround. They think they know your future. They think your story is already finished, but they do not know what I have been secretly writing in the book of your destiny while you slept. I see your tears in the dark. I know the heavy burden that sits on your chest before you even open your eyes every single morning. You have been waiting for my promise for a very long time. You feel completely alone. You think everyone has forgotten you, but I am telling you today that your isolation was actually a holy preparation. The world calls you an outcast. Your friends may have walked away when the storm became too fierce. My weary warrior, you have fought so many bitter battles without a single soul standing by your side. You smiled for them while your own heart was breaking into pieces. And even when you felt like giving up completely, a small spark of faith inside you refused to die. That spark is all I need. I am about to blow upon that tiny ember with the wind of my Holy Spirit. A sudden shift is happening right now in the supernatural realm. The wheels of heaven are turning in your favor, and the very people who look down on you will be the first ones to witness the magnificent honor I am about to bestow upon your life. They never expected this to happen to you. They thought you would remain trapped in that valley of defeat forever. They whispered about your failures behind closed doors. They judged your entire worth based on one painful season of your life. But they forgot that I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who always has the final word over your destiny. Your enemies thought they had successfully buried you. They did not realize that you were actually a seed planted in fertile soil. You were not being destroyed by the darkness. You were simply growing deep roots in my presence. And now, the season of hiding is officially over, because the magnificent time of your beautiful blooming has finally arrived under my grace. Listen closely to my voice today. This message is a direct lifeline sent from the throne room of grace. I am opening a door that no human being can ever shut. I am bringing down walls that have blocked your path for many years. You will soon see a massive overflow of financial restoration and spiritual peace that will leave your mind completely blown. Do you believe my words? I am not a man that I should lie. My promises are always yes and amen. You have spent too many nights wondering if you heard me correctly. You questioned your own calling because the silence was so loud. But the silence was not my absence. It was my deep concentration on the beautiful masterpiece of your life. The apple of my eye. You are precious to me. I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands. I have counted every single tear you dropped onto your pillow. Not a single drop was wasted in my sight, and I am going to repay you for every single year that the locusts have stolen from your family. You thought I did not hear your prayers. You cried out to me in the middle of the night when the pain was too much to bear. You asked me why the wicked prosper while you continue to suffer in silence. I heard every single word, my child. I was just waiting for the perfect alignment of heaven to answer you with a thunderous shout of victory. The world tries to measure your value by your material possessions. They look at your bank account and they think you are empty. They look at your quiet life and they think you are weak. But I look at your pure heart and I see a wealth that gold cannot buy. I see a spiritual giant who is ready to rule over the massive blessings that are coming down right now. Your waiting was not a waste of time. It was a time of deep purging and divine alignment. I had to remove the wrong people from your inner circle because they would have stolen the glory that belongs to me alone. I had to close certain doors to protect your feet from stepping into hidden traps of the enemy. Your breakthrough will be public. Your pain was private, but your vindication will be witnessed by everyone. The ostracized believer will become a living testimony of my goodness. I am preparing a grand table for you right in the presence of your enemies. They will have to watch you eat from the abundance of my heavenly storehouses while they stand outside in utter confusion. They will see you rise. They will see you smile again with true joy. They will wonder how you survived the fire without even smelling like smoke. They will try to find a natural explanation for your sudden success, but they will find nothing because everyone will clearly see the supernatural hand of God resting upon your shoulders. This is your moment of turning. The divine clock has struck the exact hour of your deliverance. The spiritual chains that bound your ancestors are breaking off your life right now. You are walking into a spacious place of freedom. You are leaving behind the lack, the sickness, and the heavy spirit of constant depression because your season of jubilee has finally arrived. I am giving you a new name. I am wrapping a royal robe around your weary body. You will no longer be called abandoned or forgotten. Your new name shall be sought out, a city not forsaken. You must hold on to this truth with all your might because the enemy is terrified of what is about to manifest in your reality. He knows his time is up. The adversary tried to destroy you before you could reach this specific moment. He sent toxic people to drain your energy. He whispered lies of worthlessness into your ears during the night. He desperately wanted you to abort the beautiful promise before it could be born into the physical world because he dreaded your future impact. But he failed completely. You are still standing here today. You are still seeking my face despite the intense pain. Your endurance has proven the purity of your heart, and because you stayed faithful in the secret place, I am going to reward you openly with a double portion of my boundless favor. Get ready for the unexpected. The breakthrough will not come from the direction you are currently looking at. It will not require you to beg or compromise your integrity. I am moving people you do not even know to open doors for you. I am manipulating circumstances across the globe just to bring your blessings straight to your doorstep while you simply rest in my love. You will look back at this current trial and smile. You will realize that every single delay was a hidden blessing in disguise. If I had given you the prize earlier, you would not have been strong enough to carry it. The long and painful waiting room was absolutely necessary to build the spiritual muscles that are required to sustain your immense new territory without falling. So do not lose heart now. Do not let the mocking voices of the crowd make you doubt my voice. They see the outward appearance, but I see the glorious destiny inside you. They think you are weak, but I know you are a mighty warrior of light. The stage is set for a miracle that will completely redefine your family tree forever and bring endless joy to your children. I have brought you here for a grand purpose. This video is your prophetic confirmation that the tide has finally turned. The heavy dark clouds are parting away. The sunlight of my grace is breaking through the darkness. And right now, I am about to show you exactly why you had to endure that terrible valley of humiliation during the past few years. But before I reveal the full details of this shocking event, I need you to understand something very profound about your past. I need you to look at your wounds through my eyes. We must examine the secret reason why I allowed the people you trusted to hurt you so deeply. Stay with me for just a moment longer. I know the exact moments when your heart broke in silence. You sat on the edge of your bed while the darkness covered the room. You wondered if anyone could truly see the heavy grief inside your soul. And while the rest of the world was fast asleep, you were wrestling with questions that had no answers from human lips. You felt completely invisible. People who promised to stand by you vanished when the dark clouds arrived. You never expected them to turn their backs on your deep pain, but they walked away without a single regret. And while you were drowning in sorrow, they were busy celebrating their own success without ever checking on your fragile soul. You felt betrayed. You thought you were rejected by them. But the true reality is that I was actually protecting your precious destiny from their highly toxic influence. I heard the secret conversations they had about you when you left the room. And because I love you too much to let you be destroyed, I personally removed them from your life. You are safe now. Your bedroom became a sacred altar of tears. I watched you wipe your eyes quickly before walking out to face your family. You did not want them to see your heavy burden. You wore a fake smile to hide the massive ache inside your chest. And even though you pretended to be completely strong for the sake of others, my holy eyes saw the deep fractures inside your beautiful soul. Do not hide from me. I was right there beside you in that dark room. I held your trembling hands when you felt like you could not breathe anymore. Every single time your tears hit the pillow, My holy angels collected them in a golden vial. And because I felt every single stab of betrayal with you, I am preparing a magnificent reward that will outweigh all your past suffering. Trust my love. They looked at your lack of progress. They called you a total failure behind your back. They judged your entire worth by the dry wilderness you were passing through. But they did not know that the quiet desert is the exact place where I build my greatest kings and queens. Moses spent 40 years in that quiet place. He became a leader. David was ignored by his own father when the prophet arrived. He was left out in the dusty fields to watch the sheep. His older brothers were dressed in fine clothes inside the house. He was completely forgotten by his earthly family. But while they were busy looking down on his simple youth, I was already choosing him to wear the heavy golden crown of Israel. I saw his heart. If you can feel the warmth of my holy presence inside your room right now, I want you to make a bold declaration of faith. Write down the words, "God is vindicating me," in the comments below. This is a sacred token for my holy angels to record in heaven. Let the spiritual realm know that you still trust my unchanging hand. The enemy wants you to believe that you are under a curse. He whispers that your life will always remain in this painful state, but he is a liar from the deep pit of hell. This season of intense crushing was never designed to destroy your fragile soul, because it was only allowed to extract the most precious oil from your life. You are being refined. You are a weary warrior, but you are still full of holy power. The intense heat of the furnace has only served to purify your faith. It has burned away the wood and the stubble of worldly pride. And as you step out of the hot flames today, you will shine brightly across the entire world for my great glory. The world will see my favor. I know how tired your mind is from all the endless overthinking. You spend your lonely nights replaying the harsh words they said. You wonder what you did wrong to deserve such cruel treatment. Let me give you the absolute truth today. You did nothing wrong, because their sudden hatred toward your life was actually sparked by the bright heavenly light that lives inside you. You are holy. The darkness inside them cannot tolerate the glow upon your life. They saw the wonderful favor of God on you even when you were completely blind to it. And they desperately tried to extinguish your beautiful light because it made their own hidden darkness feel deeply exposed to the world. So they chose to mock your big dreams. They isolated you completely. But no human being can ever dim the light that I have personally lit. Their cold rejection was simply my divine protection in disguise for your future. If I had left you in that toxic place, their words would have poisoned your destiny. And that is why I had to create a holy boundary around your life, so that you could grow perfectly without their daily poison. You are safe with me. You are my precious child, and nobody can harm you without facing my holy wrath. The people who gossiped about your struggles thought they were being very clever. They truly believed they were stopping your upward progress. But they do not realize that every single trap they set for your feet will eventually become the exact stepping stone that elevates you to your high place of honor. I am in control. I am turning their curses into massive blessings for you. I am taking the very stones they threw at you to build a strong fortress. They wanted to see you fail publicly so they could feel superior in their own hearts. But they will be forced to watch you succeed beyond your wildest imaginations, because my hand is resting upon your head. You will triumph. Think about the great heroes of old who walked this same path. Joseph was thrown into a deep pit by his own flesh and blood. His brothers hated him because he had a divine dream from heaven above. They sold him into cruel slavery, and they thought they would never see his face again in this lifetime. They lied to their father. They thought they had destroyed his big dream forever. But they did not know that Egypt was already waiting for him. They did not know that the prison was just a temporary stop on his way to the palace. And when the great famine struck the entire land many years later, his jealous brothers had to travel across the desert to bow down before him for food. He had the power. They did not recognize him in his royal robes. But he recognized them, and he showed them great mercy. He looked at them and said that what they meant for evil, God meant for good. That is exactly what I am doing in your own life today, because every single evil plan of the adversary is being completely overturned for your ultimate good and prosperity. Do not fear. You must stop looking back at the burning bridges. Do not waste your precious tears on people who chose to walk away. They were only meant to be a short chapter in your book. They were never meant to be the whole story. And right now, your best chapters are still waiting to be unwritten because they are filled with supernatural encounters, massive abundance, and true heavenly peace. Walk forward. I need you to quiet your anxious heart right now. The storm is howling outside, but you are completely safe inside my arms. I am the supreme master of the wind and the waves. With one holy word from my lips, I can calm the most violent tempest in your life. So you must learn to trust my perfect timing even when it feels like I am sleeping through your deep crisis. Rest in peace. I am never late. I am always exactly on time. The breakthrough you are seeking is already scheduled on the calendar of heaven. The enemy wants you to grow weary in well-doing because he knows your harvest is very close. He desperately wants you to give up just a few moments before the massive downpour of my rain falls upon your dry ground. Stand firm. Keep your eyes fixed firmly on my holy face. Do not look at the size of the giants in your land. Look at the size of your God who created the world. Those giants are nothing compared to the resurrection power that lives inside your spirit. And because I have given you the divine authority to tread upon serpents and scorpions, no weapon formed against your life shall ever prosper. You are victorious. Your silent tears in the dark have officially touched my heavenly throne. The season of weeping is over, and in the very next moment, I am going to show you the master key that will break every single chain of lack and barrenness from your family tree forever. Listen to me. The master key that breaks every single chain is the divine authority of my spoken word inside your mouth. You have been waiting for me to move, but I am waiting for you to realize the immense power I have already placed within your spirit. You must understand that your tongue holds the power of life and death. Stop speaking about the size of your mountain. Start speaking to the mountain about the absolute sovereignty of your God. For many years, you used your voice only to weep and complain about the heavy oppression. You repeated the lies that the enemy whispered into your ears during your darkest hours. You spoke about your exhaustion, your loneliness, and your lack of resources. But today, I am changing your spiritual vocabulary completely. I am putting a new song of victory in your mouth that will shatter the gates of brass. Listen to me very carefully. The spiritual realm operates on the law of divine alignment. When your words align with the fear and manipulation of toxic people, you unintentionally grant them legal access to drain your precious energy. But when your words align with my eternal promises, you instantly activate the warrior angels of heaven to fight on your behalf. Speak victory right now. I am commanding you today to break your silence with a shout of holy faith. Declare that you are no longer a victim of your past circumstances. Proclaim that the heavy spirit of constant fatigue is leaving your physical body this very second. The chronic exhaustion that settled deep inside your bones was not a natural sickness. It was a spiritual weight designed to keep you paralyzed in the valley of defeat. The enemy knew that if you ever discovered your true identity, you would become totally unstoppable. So he targeted your emotional health through the people you loved the most. He used their sharp tongues to pierce your confidence. He used their constant criticism to make you doubt your divine calling. He wanted you to believe that you were completely worthless, empty, and rejected. But my holy evaluation of your life is entirely different from their human opinions. Where they saw weakness, I saw a beautiful heart of pure gold being refined in the furnace. Where they saw an outcast, I saw a chosen vessel destined to carry my glory to the nations. Their cold rejection was actually my sovereign boundary line, keeping you safe from their inner decay. The master key requires you to let go of the need for human closure. You must stop waiting for an apology from the people who hurt you so deeply. They will never admit their faults because their hearts are completely blinded by pride. If you keep waiting for their validation, you will remain emotionally chained to their past behavior. Release them into my hands today. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate demonstration of your spiritual maturity and absolute trust in my justice. When you forgive them, you are not saying that their actions were right. You are simply declaring that their behavior no longer holds any power over your future destiny. You are handing the courtroom gavel over to me, the righteous judge, and I assure you that my justice is swift and complete. I am already dealing with the people who exploited your kindness. I am exposing their hidden motives to the light of day. While they are busy trying to maintain their false mask before the crowd, their inner foundation is crumbling into dust. They will soon realize that it is a terrifying thing to touch my anointed ones. But your eyes must not focus on their impending downfall. Your heart must remain completely pure and fixed on the grand horizon ahead. I am doing a brand new thing in your life that will completely eclipse the pain of your past chapters. The financial channels that were blocked by spiritual warfare are opening up with a loud crash. Abundance is rushing toward you. You are about to experience a divine reversal of epic proportions. In the very places where you were deeply humiliated, you will be highly exalted under my grace. The people who refuse to sit next to you will have to look up to see the position of honor I am giving you. I am turning your valley of weeping into a magnificent well of endless joy and spiritual refreshment. The heavy dark clouds are parting away completely. The spiritual winter is over, and the beautiful spring of your life has officially arrived. I am restoring the years that you lost while crying in the dark. I am restoring the peace of mind that was stolen by toxic gaslighting. I am wrapping a brand new garment of praise around your shoulders today. Do you feel the supernatural shift happening inside your room right now? The heavy atmosphere of depression is breaking off your mind. The spirit of heavy anxiety is fleeing from your presence because it cannot stand the intense heat of my holy fire. You are being filled to overflowing with a supernatural strength that will cause you to run without growing weary. Type the words, "I claim my divine breakthrough," in the comment section below to seal this prophetic truth in the physical realm. Let this be your official declaration of independence from the kingdom of darkness. You are stepping across the threshold into a spacious territory of absolute freedom, supernatural health, and massive financial elevation that no human can stop. The people who mocked your quiet seasons will be utterly stunned by your loud manifestation. They will see you walking in an abundance that defies all natural logic. They will try to understand how an outcast could suddenly possess such immense wisdom and wealth, but their human minds will never comprehend the secret operations of my grace upon a faithful heart. You were hidden in the secret place for a very specific purpose. I had to build your spiritual muscles in isolation, so that you could carry the weight of this massive new blessing without falling into pride. If I had brought you to the palace sooner, you would have been destroyed by the flattery of the crowd. The desert was your essential training ground. You have passed the test with honors, my beautiful warrior. Your tears have become the holy seed for your magnificent harvest. The doors that are opening before you today do not require you to beg, hustle, or compromise your integrity. I am moving the hearts of powerful leaders across the earth to search for you and bring opportunities straight to your doorstep. You will no longer have to struggle for recognition in this competitive world. I am placing my divine favor upon your forehead like a bright seal of royalty. When people look at you, they will instantly see something different, something holy, and something highly desirable. They will be compelled to bless you simply because my presence rests heavily upon your life. Your financial restoration will be so massive that you will become a primary channel of blessing for thousands of families. You will build ministries, support communities, and wipe away the tears of other weary believers who are still trapped in their own deserts. I am making you a distribution center of my heavenly wealth across the earth, so dry your tears permanently today. Lift up your head, because your redemption is not just coming, it is already here. The heavy chains of generational poverty and emotional trauma are breaking off your family tree right now. Your children and your grandchildren will walk in the freedom that you fought so hard to secure through your secret prayers. I have spoken, and I will surely bring it to pass in your reality. No weapon formed against your destiny shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment shall be completely condemned by my host of heaven. You are deeply loved, highly favored, and thoroughly protected by the blood of the eternal covenant. Walk forward in absolute victory. Listen closely as we move into the final part of this prophetic message. I am about to reveal the exact physical signs you need to look out for in the next 24 hours to know that this sudden shift has begun in your immediate surroundings. The manifestation is closer than you think, so keep your ears open to my voice. The exact physical signs are already starting to manifest in your immediate surroundings. Prepare your heart right now, because what I am about to reveal will completely transform your understanding of every single tragedy you have ever faced. You spent years asking me why I allowed those wicked people to break your heart. You begged me to change your circumstances. But today, the grand mystery of heaven is finally being unveiled before your very eyes. Look at me. Lift your eyes to my face right now. I need your absolute, undivided attention because this is the absolute climax of your entire spiritual journey. None of those closed doors were punishments from my throne. Every single betrayal, every cold rejection, and every painful season of isolation was actually my precise, loving, and masterfully engineered protection for your soul. They thought they were rejecting you, but they were actually being evicted by my command. I saw that the environment you were in was too small for the immense destiny I placed inside you. If I had allowed you to stay in those toxic relationships, your beautiful spirit would have been completely corrupted by their hidden decay. I had to let them walk away to preserve your purity. You thought you were falling behind your peers. You watched them advance while you were stuck in the dark mud. But I want you to understand that a rocket must be pulled back with massive force before it can be launched into the deep heavens. The greater the pulling back, the more spectacular the forward launch will be. You were not stuck. You were simply being repositioned. I was building a strong foundation underneath your feet, while the world thought you were completely ruined. A grand palace requires a much deeper foundation than a simple shack. The longer your waiting season lasted, the grander the physical structure of your blessing will be when it finally breaks through the ground. Your delay was my divine preparation for an unprecedented elevation. They will be utterly shocked by your sudden rise. The very people who gossiped about your financial struggles will be forced to stand back and watch the massive overflow of my heavenly provision pour into your life. I am setting a grand table of prosperity for you right in front of their faces. They will see the crown of my favor resting heavily upon your head. They will try to explain your success with natural logic, but they will find absolutely nothing because the hand of the living God will be totally undeniable. They will remember how they mocked your simple faith when you were down in the dirt. They will feel an intense wave of confusion and regret when they see you walking in the high places of honor and wealth. I am completely reversing the order of your life. The last shall become the absolute first under my grace. The ostracized believer who was completely written off by society will become the primary source of wisdom and financial aid for the entire community. I am turning your past public humiliation into a magnificent public and everlasting vindication that no human hand can ever erase. You must reframe your past trauma immediately. Stop looking at your wounds as marks of weakness or shame. Those deep scars are actually your holy medals of honor from the secret battles you fought and won in my presence. They are the undeniable proof that the enemy tried his absolute hardest to destroy your life, but he failed completely because I was always standing by your side. The adversary targeted you because he was terrified of your future light. He saw the generational breakthrough that was attached to your specific obedience. He knew that if you ever woke up to your true identity as a cycle breaker, his kingdom of darkness would lose all authority over your family line. So he unleashed his fiercest storms to break your fragile mind. But you did not break. You are still here today, full of holy resilience and unshakable faith. You survived the hot fire because the fourth man was walking in the furnace with you the entire time. Not a single hair on your head was singed by the flames. And now, the spiritual chains of trauma, sickness, and poverty are breaking off your family tree forever. Your children will never have to fight the same giants you fought. They will walk on the smooth highway of freedom that you paved through your secret nights of weeping and prayer. You have successfully altered the entire trajectory of your family line for generations to come. Your name will be remembered as the faithful warrior who stood firm and broke the ancient curses. Get ready for an explosive manifestation of my power. In the next 24 hours, a sudden shift will occur in your financial situation. A door that has been locked tightly for many years will swing wide open with a loud crash. You will receive a divine connection or an unexpected opportunity that will instantly wipe out all your past debts and financial anxieties. This breakthrough will not require you to strain, hustle, or beg any human being for help. I am personally manipulating the hearts of influential leaders across the globe to bring your provision straight to your house. I am aligning times and seasons to favor your righteousness. All I ask of you is to remain completely still and watch the marvelous salvation of your Lord. Do you see the magnificent picture now? Every single detail of your life has been meticulously orchestrated by my supreme wisdom. The people who left you made room for the destiny helpers who are about to arrive. The doors that closed forced you onto the exact path that leads straight to your palace. Nothing was wasted, and nothing was an accident. Type the words, "I am ready for my vindication," in the comments below to anchor this powerful climax into your physical reality today. Let the angels of heaven record your shout of triumph. The enemy has officially lost his grip on your mind, your health, and your finances. The season of humiliation is over, and the glorious day of your public honor has finally dawned. You are no longer the hidden survivor crying in the bathroom. You are a living testimony of my boundless grace and resurrection power. Lift up your chin, put a joyful smile on your face, and prepare to step into the massive inheritance that has been kept sealed for this exact hour of your life. The waiting is over, and your harvest is completely ripe. Listen very carefully as we enter the final part of this prophetic encounter. I am about to give you the ultimate instruction on how to handle the massive wealth that is coming so that your peace remains perfectly intact. Do not let distraction steal this next moment from you, because your next act of obedience will lock in this blessing forever. I want you to listen to my voice with absolute reverence right now, because the final instructions I am about to give you will safeguard your destiny forever. The first ultimate instruction for the massive wealth that is rushing into your life is the sacred law of absolute silence. You must not run back to the very people who rejected you just to show off your new blessing. You must not use the divine provision of heaven to feed your human ego or seek cheap revenge against your past enemies. If you flaunt your breakthrough before the wolves, you will only invite unnecessary warfare back into your peaceful sanctuary. Keep your private life completely private from the eyes of the world. When the windows of heaven swing open wide over your household this week, your immediate reaction must be deep humility on your knees. Do not announce your financial elevation on social media platforms for the validation of strangers who never cared about your deep pain. Do not call your old friends to prove that you have finally made it out of the dark mud. The blessing I am giving you is a sacred trust between your spirit and my holy throne. It is a divine instrument of generational liberation, not a tool for earthly vanity. Guard your tongue with all diligence in every conversation. The people who walked away from you during your dry wilderness season do not deserve to know the private details of your harvest season. If they see your sudden abundance, their toxic jealousy will transform into a sharp spiritual arrow aimed directly at your peace of mind. They will try to crawl back into your life with sweet words of fake flattery just to access the resources they never helped you sow. They did not plant any seeds with you in the freezing cold winter of your life. Therefore, they have absolutely no legal right to eat the fruit of your warm summer. Protect your sacred space with a holy boundary. I am elevating you so high that their critical opinions and mocking whispers will no longer reach your ears. But you must cooperate with my divine strategy by remaining completely hidden in my shadow. Let your quiet success make the loud noise for you across the entire community. Let the physical evidence of your supernatural prosperity confuse their carnal minds while you enjoy the deep rest of my holy presence. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the favor resting on your forehead. You only owe me your total obedience and a pure heart. The second ultimate instruction is the critical guard of your emotional gates. The enemy knows he can no longer block your financial breakthrough because the decree has already been signed in the courtrooms of heaven. So his new desperate strategy will be to target your inner peace through the spirit of paranoia and heavy anxiety. He will whisper into your mind that your new blessing is too good to be true. He will lie to you that the good days will not last, and that a greater tragedy is waiting around the corner to destroy you. Reject that lying spirit immediately. My blessings do not come with a hidden curse or a sorrowful aftermath. When I open a door for my chosen children, I lock it with the eternal seal of my protection so that no demon can ever shut it. You must learn to accept the goodness of your God without looking over your shoulder in constant fear of another betrayal. Train your mind to dwell on the absolute stability of my covenant. The same holy hand that brought you out of the terrible pit will sustain you on top of the highest mountain of your destiny. Trust my consistency and live in complete joy. You are entering a golden season of prolonged emotional rest and psychological restoration. Your nervous system has been in a state of high alert for too many years due to the constant trauma of toxic interactions. You have forgotten what it feels like to live without a heavy knot of dread inside your stomach every single morning. But today, I am breathing my supernatural shalom deep into your internal organs. I am soothing the frayed edges of your weary mind. I am clearing away the dark fog of chronic overthinking forever. Sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that the cosmic battle for your destiny has already been won by the host of heaven. You do not need to stay awake to micromanage your future breakthroughs. The master keys are working in the spiritual realm, even while your physical eyes are closed in deep slumber. I am rearranging the thoughts of powerful human authorities to favor your legal name in high places. I am shifting the economic systems of your region to accommodate your upcoming financial elevation. Be still and rest in my arms. The third crucial instruction is the master law of kingdom distribution. The massive wealth that is entering your hands is not meant for your selfish consumption alone, because I am establishing you as a reliable distribution center for my great glory on the earth. I am trusting you with substantial resources, because I know your pure heart will not hoard the silver and gold. Look around your immediate community for the lonely widows, the broken orphans, and the desperate ministries that are crying out to me for financial help. Be my answering voice in their deep crisis. When you become a generous conduit for my blessings, you automatically ensure that your source will never run dry for generations to come. The more wealth you pour out into the lives of the suffering believers, the more abundance I will pump back into your storehouses. You will become completely immune to the economic famines of this fallen world. While the global markets are crashing down into total chaos, your household will always experience a supernatural surplus of wealth. You are a permanent citizen of Haven. Think about the deep significance of this divine transformation in your life. You were once the broken beggar asking for crumbs of attention from narcissistic people who treated you like trash. You were once the isolated survivor wondering if you would ever survive the financial oppression of the adversary. But now, through one sovereign act of my grace, you are being transformed into a wealthy benefactor who holds the keys to regional transformation. The borrower is becoming the prominent lender. The outcast is becoming the essential cornerstone. Do not let the residual trauma of poverty dictate your future decisions. The enemy will try to keep you in a mindset of extreme lack, even when your bank accounts are overflowing with wealth. He wants you to live in a state of stinginess and irrational hoarding, because he hates the spirit of divine generosity that breaks chains. Break that ancient mental cage today by renewing your thoughts with my eternal word. You are no longer poor. You are no longer lacking. You are the highly favored child of the King of Kings. I am wiping away the internal stain of every cruel word that was ever spoken against your true worth by your enemies. When they called you a total failure behind your back, I wrote the word champion next to your name in the book of life. When they told you that you would never amount to anything significant, I smiled from my throne because I knew the glorious ending I had already prepared for your story. Their harsh words were nothing but empty noise in the ears of the Almighty. Let their memories fade into total nothingness forever. This is your official moment of an absolute clean slate. The painful past chapters of your life are being completely dissolved by the blood of the everlasting covenant. You are stepping into a fresh reality where your mistakes are forgotten and your future is guaranteed by my absolute faithfulness. No weapon formed against your mental clarity shall ever prosper. Every tongue that dares to bring up your past failures will be instantly silenced by the heavy weight of my manifest presence inside your room right now. Lift up your chin and walk in victory. Rest beautifully in my eternal love. Amen.